Hi, I'm JT Olio, VP of Engineering, Storj Labs, and for this part of the town hall, I wanted to show you briefly a live coding demo of how you can use the Tardigrade network in your own Go programs. We're really proud of what we've built, and we think it's really exciting, easy, and simple to use, and we just want to demonstrate it by sort of walking the walk here. You can make an account on tardigrade.io if you don't already have one, but if you have one, I've already made a demo account for this purpose. There are a lot of excellent tutorials on things you can do with Tardigrade on our YouTube channel if you'd like to see more information and more help setting up your account. But the first step always is to create an API key. So we're going to make an API key for this demo. The next step is in a previous video, actually on our YouTube channel, I talked a little bit about end-to-end encryption. And one thing that we have right now is we don't deal with your encryption keys in our web interface. And so the first step is taking an API key and turning it into what we call an access grant. And so we'll be making an access grant with the Uplink tool. So right now my Uplink isn't set up. I'm going to run setup with the Uplink. I'm setting up with US Central. My access grant name is default. I'm going to use this API key. And I'm going to enter in an encryption passphrase. I'm not entering this into the web browser so that the central satellite, the Tardigrade US central satellite, doesn't have access to my encryption information. So okay, so now I have no buckets. I'm going to make a bucket real quick. I'm going to call it videos. So I now have a videos bucket, and then I'm going to share that bucket with a Go program that I'm about to write. So we will share the videos bucket. This is my access grant for this bucket. So we're going to put this into a Go program. Let's see, I'll make a folder here called demo. Inside demo, I'll make a document called main.go. We will define the access grant. Okay. The next step is to define a main method. I have one defined already. I'm going to start actually copying and pasting a lot of code for this demo so that you're not watching me just type things. The main method here just handles some basic bookkeeping. But the next step that we're going to do is parse this access grant. So step one off the bat is to parse the access grant. And this will give us an access grant for our Uplink library to use when opening a project. The next step is to actually open a project and then make sure that we close it when we're done. Lastly, we're going to make a small web interface that shows files. So we're going to make a server type with a listener mux, and we're going to serve it over the network. So we have to define what this listener mux is. Okay, so we'll start off and just say hello world. We use Go modules heavily, so all you need to do is run Go main after importing storj.io/uplink, and the Go module system will actually go and download everything that you need if you've initialized your Go module. We'll try this out. Hello world is what it said. Oh, I did not do. Hello world. So we have a working web server here. What we're going to do is we're going to list files that are in the videos bucket. So the bucket that we care about here that I made is videos. And I'm going to make this root endpoint list all of the files that we have in the bucket. And of course, to make that work a little bit better, I've already created a little bit of HTML for this purpose. Okay, so we are going to first list all of the objects in the bucket. We're going to make a context. We're going to make an iterator from the Uplink project. List objects. We're going to give it the bucket. We're going to give it some Uplink options. Oh, we don't need that. And then we're going to step through the iterator. We need a place to add all of these paths that we're about to list. And then we need to check if there was an error. And then we're going to execute this page template. All right, let's try it. Oops, typos. Live coding. We don't have any files listed, but we did get this form element that I posted. So let's make a way to upload files. So the next thing we're going to do is add an upload target. We're going to make an upload method. We're going to stream the data straight from the upload into Go. And so the way to do that is into the Uplink library. And so the way to do that is to create a multipart reader. To help myself out a little bit, I'm going to make an error handling function. We'll replace this one here. This upload method, we're going to make a multipart reader. We're going to loop through the multipart responses, looking for the form element that's called file. Once we have the form element that's called file, we're going to call UploadObject on the Uplink library. UploadObject right here. We're going to give it the file name that was uploaded. Then what we're going to do is copy the data in and commit the object and close the multipart reader. So what this is going to do is it's going to find the file that we have in the HTTP form file. It's going to store it into the upload object method of the Uplink library, copying in the data and committing it. So let's try this. So I'm going to choose a file here. I'm going to upload this video called status.mp4. This is uploading to the live network. You should be able to copy and run all of this code yourself and have all of this work. So now we have status.mp4. The last step for this live demo is we want to be able to serve this data. So this link goes to a serve endpoint that we need to create. Okay, so what we're going to do for serving is we're going to, this is maybe the easiest thing of all. Most of this code here is dealing with multipart form handling. The uploading was actually fairly straightforward. For downloading, it's even easier. First we get the context. Then we get the object from the project, download object, context bucket r.url.path. Make sure to close the object. Now there's a way to get byte range requests working, but for the brevity of this live coding demo, I'm simply going to use io.copy. Keep in mind that if you want to support ranged reads, there's a little bit more you have to do there, but this is all we're going to do for now. So we'll run this. Oh, what did I do? Oh, I did a period instead of a comma. Typos. Okay, so now we're going to reload this. We're going to click status.mp4, and this is playing right out of the network. Thank you for joining me for this live coding demo. We're really excited about what we've built with the Storj library, the Uplink library, and the Tardigrade network. It's really exciting to sort of see all of this stuff come to fruition. We hope you find as much success as we've had, or more. Thank you so much for joining. Have a great day.